Today we're going to work on a mindfulness exercise that takes us to a stream or a river. Maybe you have a place that you've been to that you have fond memories of, or maybe you want to create a place in your mind. Either way, find a place that you can easily go to in your mind. A place that you can feel peaceful when you think about it. Maybe some of you want to create one from scratch, and that can be fun too. I have a couple of places that I use from where I have fond memories about, and I use them both. It just depends on what I want to feel in that moment or on that day. First, let's get comfortable where you are sitting or lying. If you're sitting, place your feet flat on the ground and find a comfortable position. If you're lying down, get comfortable. We're going to start by imagining that you're walking up to a stream or a river. And as you do, pay attention to what it sounds like as you're walking up to this place. Notice the crunch of the sand or rocks beneath your feet. Maybe the breeze, the sunlight as you walk up. Really pay attention to walking up to this place. And as you walk up to it, just quickly recognize what it looks like as you walk up to the shore of the river or stream. In the future, you may not need to spend as much time in building the image as you are now. It'll get better as you practice it. Let's first focus on what we can smell. As we take some deep, controlled breaths, imagine what smells we recognize. Breathe in. Do you smell soil or sand? Do you smell water or the moisture in the air? Do you smell moss or different types of trees like aspens or pines? Just take a few breaths and recognize each smell one by one, and appreciating the different smells. Now I want you to imagine that you're taking off your shoes and socks. Set them to the side. Notice the feel of the earth beneath your feet. Notice the temperature and the texture. Dig your toes into the soil or sand. As you stand there, can you feel the sun on your body? Take another deep breath and appreciate what you feel. All right, now I want you to imagine that you're sitting down right next to the water, just in arm's reach. Recognize the texture of the earth around you as you sit there. Notice the feel of it. Touch the rocks or sand. Notice the texture with your fingertips and hands. Notice the temperature. Reach out, run your hands through the water. Notice the temperature. What does it feel like as the water moves through your fingers? Now we're going to notice what we see in this place. Notice the color of the sand or rocks below you, all the different colors. Look around, move your gaze up. Notice the water, how it flows downstream. As a light dances on the top of the water, is the water clear? Can you see rocks or sand underneath the water? Can you see fish or plants? Gaze your eyes upward a little more. Do you notice any waterfalls in the distance, either upstream or downstream? Do you see logs and rocks or boulders nearby? Notice their texture and shape. Do they have moss growing on them? What kind of plants do you see around the riverbed? Do you see ferns, grass? Look up a little more. Do you see trees that are swaying and moving with the wind? What kind of trees are they? Notice the different colors of greens, dark and light. Maybe it's autumn and you see different colors of yellows, reds, and browns. If you want to change it up, it's okay. Is the sunlight peeking through the branches? Do you see birds? Look up a little higher at the sky. Is it a clear blue sky? Do you see clouds? Is the sun off in the distance, or is it close and warm? Now I want you to imagine you're closing your eyes and just notice what you hear. Notice the sound of the water as it moves downstream. Can you feel that in your body? Can you hear waterfalls or trickling water? Listen to the trees as the wind goes through the leaves and branches. Sometimes the wind sounds different as it passes through different types of trees. Focus your attention on that sound. Maybe you've noticed through this exercise so far that there have been some distractions. Maybe you've noticed sensations in your body, maybe an itch or some sort of discomfort. Maybe you've heard sounds or outside noises. These things act as a distraction, taking your focus off of this place. Maybe you've even noticed some judgment about the distractions, frustrations about them. It's okay, because if you look to your side, imagine a large pile of leaves. It's important to remember that these leaves have an endless supply. What we're going to do is take the distractions as they come, one by one, recognize them. Even imagine plucking them out of your mind. Place them on a leaf, set it on the water, and watch the leaf float downstream, gently bobbing and moving with the current. If you have a thought that pops into your mind, notice it. Look at it. Place it on a leaf and send it downstream. Because there's an endless supply of leaves, there's no judgment. There's no need to be frustrated by these distractions. Just pluck them out, notice them, and place them on a leaf, send them downstream. Watch them bob and dance downstream. The more you practice this, the better you'll become at it, and the less distractions you will have. And you also notice that as you practice this and have less distractions, the more time you will spend in appreciating the place, all the things that we've practiced so far. It's okay to have distractions, but we have the ability to take those distractions, place them on a leaf, and send them downstream. And then when the distraction is faded off into the distance, you can avert your gaze and thoughts back towards this place. Now, we're going to take what I call a bookmark, a mental bookmark of this place. Notice what we feel about it, how we feel, what emotions, what about our body, what does it feel like? We're going to just kind of take a mental image or memory of all of these things, kind of like a bookmark, and imagine placing that bookmark in our minds so that in the future, when you want to come back to this place, you almost just pull that bookmark out and can pick up where you left off. It'll be easier for you when you get to this state and practice this more and more. All right, let's take one last look around, appreciating what we've experienced, how we feel. I want you to reach over, grab your shoes and socks, and stand up. Take one last deep breath of gratitude, and then turn around and walk gently away and come back to reality. You can practice this whenever and wherever you would like. You can practice this as you lay down to go to bed for sleep. You can practice this for a few short minutes as a break in the middle of your day. And I recommend you do this a few times throughout the day, especially as you practice it and get familiar with it. The more you do it, the more powerful of an effect it will have on you. And you'll be able to do this more quickly and get back to that bookmark of those emotions and sensations that you feel.